The Miami Hurricanes assembled what many fans believe to be the Avengers of coaching staffs in 2022. Unfortunately, I think it's fair to say that experiment failed. Many of those coaches have been fired or have just straight up accepted jobs somewhere else. As of right now, the assistants and coaches that were a one season and done here at Miami are Gaddis, Steele, Ponce, Strong, and now running backs coach Kevin Smith. Let's talk about that last one for just a moment. What's going on, Canes fans? This should just be either a late night or early morning little quick update video, and I'm just going to kick it off by straight up asking you, are you upset or worried about losing Kevin Smith? It's been confirmed that he's actually going back to Ole Miss to coach with Lane Kiffin again. So yes, Lane Kiffin has swooped in and taken back his running backs coach. And I'm actually a really big fan of Lane Kiffin. I've made that known on this channel many times. But he kind of took a little shot, a little low blow at the Miami Hurricanes on Twitter. And, bro, me and Lane are about to fight. It's a really bizarre chain of events, but it is what it is. And I get it. It's kind of tough to say right now because it's going to sort of depend on who we get to replace him, right? I mean, if we get somebody that we feel like is an upgrade, then yeah, we're not worried at all, right? So it just kind of varies. It's a really difficult question to answer. At the moment, there are 3 names that keep getting tossed around to replace him. And that is, first off, Chris Perkins, who is the current running back coach at FAU, Telly Lockett, who is the current running backs coach for Marshall, and believe it or not, Eric Hickson, current FIU running backs coach. And if you'll remember, Hickson was here at Miami not that long ago. And what's interesting with all 3 of these guys, of course, Hickson being at Miami in the past, but all of them have ties to the South Florida area. Now, take that as a good or a bad thing. It just depends on who you ask. But most Miami fans, for some reason, are infatuated with coaches that have ties to the South Florida area or Miami in general. So those are 3 very interesting names. Just keep in mind, however, that the Kevin Smith announcement just happened not too long ago. So those 3 guys might not even be considered. Just throwing them out there. And I'm just going to be honest with Canes fans. I'm really just sort of indifferent with the Kevin Smith news. There are some good things he did here at Miami. There are some just mediocre things that he did here at Miami. Now, to be fair, he only had 1 season, but he was credited with landing Fletcher and Johnson in our 2023 class. But there were also plenty of rumors swirling around that a lot of the current Miami Hurricanes players didn't really like him. Whether that's because of his specific coaching style or his personality, or maybe he had an attitude, I don't really know. Smith did also bring Henry Parrish over with him from Ole Miss through the transfer portal, and Parrish was the leading rusher for Miami last season with 617 yards, but meh. All in all, we averaged 128 rushing yards per game, which ranked number 96 in the country. But, you know, again, it's just so tough because a lot of that falls on Josh Gaddis. A lot of that falls on the offensive line, injuries. There's so many variables that play a part, right? And it's really tough to say if Smith was successful or not when it was literally just year 1. We've said on this channel that really the first year that a coach is here, a head coach, assistants, coordinators, that's really where you get kind of a baseline. And then you kind of gauge the rest of the seasons off of that first year. Do you improve or do you get worse? And with Smith only being here for 1 season, it's really kind of hard to say one way or another. Now, one of the actual Big issues here is making sure that we get someone in place to replace him before spring practice kicks off on March 4th, because it's literally less than 3 weeks away, and we continue to lose members of this coaching staff. I mean, we just hired an OC, depending on when you're watching this or when this was filmed, today, and again, less than 3 weeks before spring practice. So you don't want to rush these hires. You got to make sure it's the right guy. But it's tough also because, Mario Cristobal, guys, doesn't get a pass, at least not from me, for some of these hires that he made in the first season. They were busts. No matter who you want to point the finger at or you want to say, well, this guy, guys, they were mostly busts. Our OC, our DC, we're starting from square one in 2023. And we're hoping, fingers crossed, that it's an improvement, but it's still starting over. This is Tyler Van Dyke's third offensive coordinator since he's been here at Miami. That's not necessarily a good thing. It can be looked at as a good thing if the OC that was here was bad and you're hoping for improvement, but it's still not necessarily a good look. A lot of other fan bases are laughing at us on social media because they feel like with so many coaches leaving, this mass exodus, that it's a bad look for Miami. No coaches want to coach under Mario Cristobal. They see everything crumbling down and they don't want to be a part of this. They don't want to ruin their careers by staying here. Anyways, I'm getting off on a little bit of a rant. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but we'll see. We'll see, man. So let me know down in the comment section below how you feel about it. If any of those three names sound exciting to you, if they pique your interest, or maybe you have another suggestion that you can throw down there in the comment section below. Somebody I didn't mention. I didn't go through and do just a ton of research on potential candidates because it's tough because, again, Mario doesn't put a lot of that stuff out there. Just because it's someone who's employed somewhere else, that doesn't matter because we could buy them out, as we've seen multiple times already. Could be NFL guy, could be a guy coaching at a Power 5 school, could be a Group of 5 school, but just let me know down in the comment section below what you think. I'm just going to keep it real. Anybody who wants to leave, I'm not talking about people that are fired. Anybody that wants to leave, go on. Just like we say with players, if you don't want to be a Miami Hurricane, head on out of here because it's just going to create more drama, negativity. It's going to be hard for them to gel and mesh with the other coaches. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Remember, though, guys, we're all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I got to say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out. I'll see y'all in the next one.